Many persons building a retirement portfolio create a second income stream to add funds to it. Some of us consider a small business for this purpose. Can it be done successfully? What are the challenges we may face? With whom can we discuss our ideas and receive practical advice? Last week, we spoke with Jacqueline Shaw Nicholson from JN Small Business Loans. Let's continue the conversation. Please stay with us. This is Retirement Matters.
Relationships that build wealth, create opportunities, the right solutions. That's what we do at JN Fund Managers.
We're in pursuit of your financial security.
Portfolio and investment management services for individuals and corporate clients, from wealth building and risk management to preparing for a comfortable retirement. Strong, stable, secure.
We're in pursuit of your success.
Let's talk. JN Fund Managers, your safer, smarter financial partner.
Pension is never adequate. Never adequate. You have to make other arrangements. When I was making these arrangements, my late wife, was a RN. I said, look, we've got to start doing something. And so she started a childcare nursery, which is another
source
and the sort of thing
yes,
that you do,
yes.
That you can do. Try to find out what skills you have that could produce an income, and you start working at it.
Thoughts there from Mr. Llewellyn Bailey, a now retired financial expert who shared personal advice with us on retirement matters. Mr. Bailey's words inspired us to invite you to join us, Jacqueline Shaw Nicholson of JN Small Business Loans. Good morning and thanks for returning.
Good morning and thank you for having me.
So, Mr. Bailey and his late wife started a nursery as part of their plans to add funds to their retirement portfolio. It worked for them. What are some of the hurdles that persons who make such a decision are likely to face?
Okay, it was good for them to have started early. Now, some of the hurdles that they could face or similar activities could face is the ability to give good oversight, because where you're still at work and the business has to run while you're away, then good oversight could become a challenge. But what is important is to ensure that the necessary controls are put in place and that adequate review is done, as well as to have supervision in place so that while you're away, business can operate without you.
I imagine you would have done this from the outset before you put the first dollar in such a venture.
Yes, you would have to give thought to it and implement the structures to support that. Quality of service is also for consideration as well. Now, oftentimes as owners of business, we feel that nobody can do it as good as us, right? And so it's important to do training, to train your staff, as well as to demonstrate what it is that you expect your representatives and your staff to show to your clientele when you're not there, as well as to request feedback. Feedback is important to help you to know how to adjust and what strategies you need to put in place to ensure that your clients are satisfied.
So in other words, it is the client and not you who will determine whether the experience is good or not.
That's correct. As well as the funding. Now, to finance the business, you will tend to want to put all your savings, all your income, even the monthly income, into the business to ensure that it gets underway. Now, proper financial planning will be important to ensure that, one, you're identifying that the business will provide you with the income streams that are needed and where you need to acquire additional equipment, purchase raw materials, or just cash flow maintenance, that you seek support through loans as well to support the business structure. And this is one way of ensuring that the business stands on its own and that you can clearly see whether or not it's standing on its own without you pumping all of your personal funds into that business.
Leaving yourself without a safety net.
That's correct. Also, proper business planning is very important. The business plan continues to be your roadmap, your guide to achieving the goals. And so implementing it, reviewing it, and ensuring that you get feedback so you know how to adjust and to strategize to ensure that you're responding to the needs of your customers and responding to what may be changing in the environment. So it's important to have that plan as well to ensure that the business is achieving what you set out to achieve.
How do you know that your idea can work. You don't want to do what everybody else is doing.
You definitely don't want to do that. And so many times we're going into businesses that, of course, there's already competition. There are already persons out there doing something similar. Now you have to separate yourself. You have to ensure that there's something that is different about what you're doing in order to be sustainable, as well as look for new opportunities in terms of providing solutions, helping persons to save time and so on. And so research is very important to ensure that you are optimal in the business venture that you have chosen, and to ensure that success can be achieved within a reasonable turnaround time. Otherwise, you may find yourself scrambling, just going through the daily routine of operating a business without understanding fully what are the external implications of what else is happening in your environment, what is happening in your industry, what has changed recently, what are some of the things you need to be responding to or ensuring that you respond to in your own business to ensure that you're successful.
If I'm new to business startup, I think from what you're saying before, I would need professional guidance. So tell me about JN Small Business Loans. What do you do?
At JN Small Business Loans, we provide support to entrepreneurs, persons who are thinking of starting a business or who are already in business. Our main support is through our financial services, but we also provide guidance and referrals where necessary. So someone who is starting a business can seek guidance from the JN Small Business Loans team. And so we'll provide you with a basic framework in terms of what are some of the things you need to be thinking about or considering to prepare yourself to start business. We'll also refer you to the relevant agencies or companies that can assist you in executing your plans. Some plans are pretty unique in terms of what they want to pursue, and so specialized guidance may be necessary. We also support existing businesses in terms of growing and taking advantage of new opportunities. And this is also done through providing the required financing as well as guiding them through the necessary steps to ensure that they're successful in achieving what they set out to achieve.
Can your services be reached island-wide?
Definitely. We're located right across the island in every parish, and information can also be gathered through JNBS offices right across the island as well.
So I want to start a business. I want professional advice. What do I do before I come for that consultation?
One of the first things that we would encourage entrepreneurs to do is to ensure that you are sure about what it is that you want to do. So the idea, even if you're just at the idea stage, be clear about what that is. It helps in terms of guiding you into achieve where it is that you want to go, that goal. And as you go on to seek financing, it's important that you would have identified what are the elements of this plan that requires financing and taking the necessary steps to identify what are the costs that are associated with that financing. So if you have decided to start a salon, just for example, and the equipment that needs to go into that salon, it's important that you go out and you identify where it is that you can purchase those items, what are the costs involved, and take the next step now. So you can set up the business, but how do we get persons into the business? There's going to be some element of marketing that is involved. What elements of those costs will come from loans? What will come from funds that the entrepreneur may already have in their possession? And so the full framework has to be looked at.
So my key takeaway is that JN Small Business Loans will walk me through the process, hold my hand, in other words. And in other areas, you will give me referrals?
That's correct, Annette. And it's very important for that hand-holding to happen, especially with our startups, because it's really new waters. And that assistance in terms of navigating the early stages is really good support that is needed, and we try to provide that for our customers.
Thank you, Jacqueline Shaw Nicholson, Training Coordinator, JN Small Business Loans. So good to have had you with us.
Thank you for having me, and it was really good to be here as well.
So there we have it. For those of us who plan to supplement our retirement portfolio with a second income stream from a small business, we now have a fair idea where to begin, of possible options, and of where to go for further information and professional advice. Thanks again, Jacqueline. Please email your questions for this program to jnfundmanagers@jnbs.com or contact us through our website. Text us on 504-1719. That's 504-1719. Our programs are uploaded to JN Fund Manager's Facebook page. As always, we invite you to enjoy your journey to retirement and to enjoy your here and now, even as you plan for the future. Take care of yourself and others. Until next week, goodbye.